Well, welcome back, my friends, to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Cutlery Outdoor. Kind of a throwback, old school rendition, if you will. Before we get into it, there was a time in this country where 22 veterans a day took their own lives. Now, stats show that number's decreasing. However, anything above zero is unacceptable. Vets, we love you. You got a place here. Back to Blue over here. Sport Leo. How you do that, Scab? Well, we try not to break the damn law best we can. And finally, if you are an addict, never quit quitting. So here's the deal. My guy Charles Beal, and I like Charles a lot. Charles asked me a question on yesterday's video, and he said, now that you're carrying pocket fixed blades, what kind of folders do you carry when you carry them? Now, here's the deal. Great question, Charles. I appreciate you asking. Here's the deal, guys. I'm driving to Raleigh, North Carolina. Got about an 8-hour trip, so that's why we're coming back with this. The other thing I wanted to say is this. When I first started this channel, we did one of these just about every day. A quick riding with Scab, what's in your pockets. So I figured we'd throw it back. And what I might start doing is posting some of those old videos on my community post, just kind of so you can cross compare to where we started, where we are now, that kind of thing. If this is your first Choir Boys Cutlery video, I've got almost 1,000 videos now in about 2 years. Ton of cutting and things like that, outdoorsy shit, if you want to check that out. Now, to Charles's question, since I am driving today, now I still have my pocket fixed blades. I've got the Stinger and the Nomad EDC. Now, the other thing I'm carrying is my Billy Wah Demo. Raise this up. That's M390 steel, titanium handles. I had DJ Horn anodize my handles to purple for my boy E. That was his favorite color, so that's why we did that. This is, now, the knives I'm going to show you, every knife I show you just about, I will have some kind of hard use video on the Billy Wah Demo, which is one of my favorite folders. I have 2 hard use videos. Now you can get these at Strack HQ. Miss Claire over at Strack. This is a combination. This was Robert Young Pelton and Bill Harsey sitting down with Billy Wah and coming up with a knife. They said, Billy, if you needed a knife behind enemy lines, what would it be? And they designed this with Billy Wah. Now, Miss Claire over at Strack is actually Robert Young Pelton's daughter. If you contact Miss Claire, you can pick one of these up. They also let you make payments on it. Miss Claire actually sent me this for me to have. It is the number 22. It means the world to me. And this is a great knife. I've got the video on it. So, Charles, when I can, on the weekends, buddy, I carry my Billy Wah Demo. The other knife that I carry varies, okay? If I carry, I always carry 2. And like I said, when I'm not working, I'll carry 3 and 4. Scott from KC Blade Drip, awesome dude, said the same thing in the comments. He's like, man, sometimes I'll carry, or a lot of times I'll carry a knife I'm going to review. If you remember when I worked at Home Depot, I did that a lot, especially if it was a pocket or a pocket knife. But what I got today is my 8015. Now, I had one of these and I gave it to Jacob Lamb, S35VN, y'all know the deal with the lock. At first, I wasn't real sure about it, but I'm gonna tell you, I love this knife. And it's not so much the lock. You know, the lock is what it is. I think on a cold steel sometimes I would prefer the Triad lock, obviously, but I love the blade on the 8015. I can't really explain it to you. It's one of those knives that scream at me. I bought me a new one. I love the grip. And again, the lock works fine for what I need it to. My philosophy is this, guys. When I carry, and I'll show you all kind of if you'll notice too, the blade shape is somewhat similar to my Billy Wah. I really prefer this blade shape. Was that a drop point? Probably. Let's stay on the road, Scabber. I prefer a drop point, spear point on my pocket knives. Just my preference. It doesn't really matter, and you like what you like. I always like carrying a cold steel. Why? Because they're reliable. Don't matter if you like them, don't matter if you think they're gimmicky, no matter what you think, they're reliable. And again, I have a hard use video on this one on an AD-15. To be honest with you guys, if I got time while I'm up here, I may drop kind of a hard use knife review on this. I don't. All I'm doing, man, is dropping one damn rail off. I'm driving 8 hours one way to drop off one rail, but the job's got to be finished, and I think the boys are ready to come home. So instead of coming home, grabbing her anyway, that's what old Scabber's doing. Come on by, son. I've got to get there today. For the love of God, man. Now I'm having to be careful because I'm in the company truck. Okay, and it's my that's my middle name, Scab Careful Baldwin. Now listen. I will vary my cold steels, okay? So like, say this weekend, now my grandson's still in town, I think he's going to be here this weekend, I'm not sure, but say this weekend with Kate, I'll probably drop back to one pocket fixed blade, and I'll carry, I vary my cold steels. Y'all know I love my Raja. My Raja 2 is probably one of my all-time favorite knives. Not just folders, just all-time favorite knives. Because we'll be out and about and we'll do stuff. If he's still in town, we might go in the woods or something. And that's what I was going to tell y'all. I try to, depending on what I'm doing, is what I carry. Now, I noticed a lot of you guys in the comments from yesterday mentioned a multi-tool. That's brilliant, and it's a great idea. I don't carry a multi-tool for the same reason I don't carry folders at work. A sandblaster would just absolutely wreck it. On the weekends, well, and here's the other side. Here's the other thing, and I think people think I'm bullshitting when I say this. My Warhammer is honestly part of my EDC kit. Now, like I said, I'm in the company truck, I got my Warhammer, and here's the thing, you don't trimp a gun, no shit. Sometimes people are just stupid. But listen, no matter what TV tells you, no matter what anybody tells you, not every swinging dick on this planet carries a gun. I know a lot of you guys do, and that's cool. But that hammer will handle about 95% of any problem I have. Trust me, I've been shot. The shit hurts. I don't want to get shot again. But, you know, it is what it is. So there's that. I don't know what that had to do with anything. Back to my folders. The Billy Wad demo. It will always be on me because I love it. And this brings me to this. My Medford, which I love. I love my Medford Praetorian T. Doesn't matter what you think of Greg. Doesn't matter what you think of the man. The knife is a phenomenal knife. And again, I have one of the few hard use videos on YouTube of a Medford Praetorian T. And the other guy that's got it is one of the other guys is Donnie Beal all day, and he beat the hell out of it, and it was my Medford. So there's two hard uses on that. Knife stood up incredibly well. Now, Shane Gables, I sent that for him to check out and play with. I think he bought him a Medford at Blade Show, but I just said, man, use it, play with it, get a feel of it. And that brings me to this. That's the other reason I want to do this video. Shane is giving away a Benchmade at 500 subscribers. Now, last time I checked, Shane was at like 560 or 570 subscribers. Guys, go over. It's a badass giveaway. It's a Benchmade something. Go over, subscribe to Shane Gables. I'm going to put a link in the description. Also, thank you to everybody who participated yesterday and put what you carry in. I always find that fascinating, man, what people carry. Now, here's the deal. If I got a hard use situation, which one I'm going to use? My AD-15 or my Billy Wad demo? Which would I use? Well, the AD-15's a couple $100. This one's $500. I'm going to use this one because I've got two insanely hard use videos on this, and that's what it's made for. Lion still makes this. It's sold at Strike HQ. They've got a situation where you can make payments. Now, people have asked me about the D10. Here's the deal. It's a little light. But did I mention I have 2 hard use videos? I cut a damn tire with it. I could give a shit about the D10. With Scab, it keeps it from opening in your pocket. It doesn't open in your pocket, okay? So, and I'm not knocking anybody, not bashing anybody, none of that. I'm just saying, that's not a huge deal with me. Does the thing work? Yeah, really well. I like M390. I like Lion Steel. And as much as I love American-made knives, guys, and I do, and I have a bunch of them and enjoy them, I love an Italian-made knife. I just do. There's just something about it. I've got 3 or 4 cold steels that are Italian-made, and I love them. My 4-Max is Italian-made. Freaking love that thing. Now, that's one. So here's my rotation of folders. Always, just so y'all know, because I know you're like, my God, I wish Scab would tell us. Will you go? I wish Scab would tell us what his rotation of folders was while he's driving to Raleigh. Well, your prayers have been answered. So here's the deal. Rotation of folders. Always this one. Always. And then usually a cold steel. Now. This is a backup, and I use my cold steels as backup. If I'm in the woods, it's the 4-Max, Scout, or the Raja 2. Because those knives get down with the get down. I've got 3 or 4 hard use videos on the Raja 2, a couple hard use on my 4-Max. I know a lot of guys carry the AD10. I know Joe is a big AD10 guy. And that's what I was going to ask you guys. Donnie B all day loves the 4-Max. Okay? And I actually, y'all know the whole saga of the 4-Max. I got one. He sent me one to play with. I thought I lost it. It got lost in my truck. So I bought a brand new one, sent it to Donnie. As soon as I sent it to Donnie, I found the old one. So he's got a 4-Max Italian made, and I got a 4-Max Italian made. I also love the AD10. But out of the family, here's our question for today. Out of the Demco family of folders, which one do you guys prefer? There's the AD10. Now, let's keep it in the realm of cold steel, because I do love his AD20. I do. But let's just keep it in the realm of cold steel. Do you love Demco's AD15, the AD10, the 4-Max? I believe the Raja 2 is one of his designs. Let me know in the comments, hey man, this is the Demco that I love the most. Y'all let me know. Again, I've got my Stinger on me, and I've got my Nomad EDC. But the question was, what folders do I carry? So, Billy Waugh, a cold steel, typically. Well, let's take the fixed blades out of it. Say I wasn't carrying pocket fixed blades. I'm going to carry a minimum of 3 folders. A big cold steel, Raja 2, Raja. I got to where I can't do it without saying it now. The 4-Max Scout. A big cold steel folder if I don't have one of my fixed blades. For chopping, for whatever. Because here's what I do. Whether it's realistic or not, I cover scenarios in my mind, okay? So if I don't have my fixed blade, I'm going with a cold steel that I can use as a chopper. I can use that Raja for anything. The Raja 2 may be one of the most perfect folders on the planet. You can chop with it. It's a hard use knife. There's no denying it's got the triad lock. The triad's probably one of the greatest locks ever invented. God knows they've been using it on knives since what, the 90s, 80s, 90s, some 70s, something like that. Probably early 2000s. I'm probably wrong all the way around. But I'll carry that. The Billy Waugh demo is always with me. And it's not just because I love the knife, and it's not because of how much the knife costs. This is a highly functional, and to me, beautiful knife. It also has one of these on it. It has a marlin spike on it for undoing knots. And I use this, honestly, a lot more than y'all think. I really, really do use it a good bit. So this, a cold steel, and then it varies. I might carry my Medford Praetorian T, or I might mix it up. I'll tell you, a cold steel I love carrying, absolutely love the damn thing, is my Cold Steel Frenzy. It's one of my favorite knives overall, and there's just something about it. I don't know why, but I'd sent it to DJ Horn, so it's got a brand new edge on it. I like the Warncliffe blade, or sheep's foot, whatever you call it. I like the micarta. I love my cold steel frenzy. So usually that's what I carry, Charles. I appreciate the question. Listen, if you didn't get in on the video yesterday, let me know in the comments what you like, what you got on you today, and let me know which cold steel Demko knife do you prefer the most. I'm Scab. You're not. Remember to go subscribe to Shane now. That's big. Hey, real quick too, Donnie B all day is going to 10,000. My guy Joe from Steel Forged and Fire Sword and Knife is another great brother of the blade. There will be links in the description for everybody. But Carl Ruger and Eric Hussein are marching to 1,000. Guys, let's get them there. They both have great content. They're both awesome guys. Let's get them over there. And go check out my boy, two other ones. Jolly Peanut. Man, get well soon. I know you're recovering from surgery. And Knife Delights. That dude's a good dude too, man. Go check him out. Check out everybody I mentioned. I love y'all. I'm Scab. You're not. Remember now, tomorrow night, good Lord willing and the creek don't rise, at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we're going to go live for my 2-year anniversary. We're going to talk about all kind of stuff. Y'all have a great day. I love you. I'm Scab. I think I've already said this, but you're still not, and I'm gone, son.